YouTube Music for Android is finally releasing a long-awaited tool that lets people hum a song to search for it, in addition to singing the tune or playing the melody on an instrument, according to reporting by 9to5 Google. The software has been in the testing phase since March. All you have to do is tap the magnifying glass in the top right corner and look for the waveform icon next to the microphone icon. Tap the waveform icon and start humming or singing. A full-screen results page should quickly bring up the cover art, song name, artist, album, release year, and other important data about the song. The software builds upon the Pixel's Now Playing feature, which uses AI to match the sound to the original recording. The tool comes in a server-side update with version 7.02 of YouTube Music for Android. There doesn't look to be any availability information for the iOS release, though it's most likely headed our way in the near future. Find the latest news and reviews on the latest gadgets and more at Engadget.com. Russia has reportedly found new, more effective ways to knock out Ukraine's Starlink service. The New York Times said on Friday that the increased interference has disrupted communications at critical moments and is posing a major threat to Ukraine, putting the country further on its heels more than 2 years into the war. How Russia is jamming Elon Musk's satellite internet terminals is unclear. The New York Times said Russia's ability to jam communications has thrown off Ukraine's ability to communicate, gather intelligence, and conduct drone strikes. Ukrainian soldiers told the paper that jammed Starlink service stunts their ability to communicate quickly, leaving them scrambling to send text messages, often extremely slowly, to share intel about incoming or ongoing Russian maneuvers or attacks. The jamming was reportedly repeated across Ukraine's northern front line, often coinciding with Russian advances. The new outages are the first time Russia has jammed Starlink reception that widely and frequently. If it continues, it could mark a tactical shift in the conflict, highlighting Ukraine's dependence on SpaceX's internet technology. Without competing choices of similar quality, Volodymyr Zelensky's democratic nation is left without many options that could work at the scale Ukraine needs. Russia has tried to disrupt Ukraine's comms since the war began, but Starlink service has reportedly held up well in the face of them. Something has changed. Ukraine's digital minister, Mikhailo Fedorov, told the New York Times this week that Russia's recent jamming appeared to use new and more advanced technology. Fedorov told the New York Times that Vladimir Putin's army is now testing different mechanisms to disrupt the quality of Starlink connections because it's so important for us. The digital minister didn't specify the exact weapons Russia has been using, but a Russian official in charge of the country's electronic warfare told state media last month that its military put Starlink on a list of targets and that it had developed ways to disrupt the service. The disruptions highlight the power that one mercurial billionaire can have over the pivotal Eastern European war. Ukrainian officials have reportedly appealed directly to Mr. Musk to turn on Starlink access during military operations ahead of crucial drone strikes, and he hasn't always obliged. The Wall Street Journal reported in February that concern has grown that Musk could harbor at least some degree of Russian sympathies. He has posted comments on X that could be viewed as taking a pro-Russian stance, and disinformation experts worry that the way he runs the social platform could be friendly to Russian interference in the pivotal 2024 elections, including those in the U.S. Musk spoke out earlier this year against the U.S. sending more aid to Ukraine. Putin's army also reportedly began using its own Starlink service, although Musk says he wasn't aware of the terminals being sold to the Slavic nation. Ukrainian officials raised concerns earlier this year that Russia was buying Starlink tech from third-party vendors. However, the Pentagon said earlier this month that the U.S. has been heavily involved in working with the government of Ukraine and SpaceX to counter Russian illicit use of Starlink terminals, and a departing space official described SpaceX as a very reliable partner in those operations. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Will Shanklin and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and as always, we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.